Good day. My name is Ma'am Jen Bernadette T. Charot, Teacher 1 of Tubud National High School. So, today I will be teaching you grade 9 MAPE subject, music, arts, physical education, and health. So, na ako karong adlaw it's because I want to share my knowledge and impart my knowledge about this subject. Okay, let's start with music education. Let's start with module number 1. By the way, this is still quarter 1, okay? I will share my screen. Then I want you to like, subscribe, and then comment below your thoughts and opinions about this subject or module. Okay, let's start with one component, which is music education. Okay, but first of all, hello grade 9. Welcome to our school year 2020-2021. So you have your sections already, right? If that's so, here is your good work. So we have grade 9, Plumeria, Periwinkle, Wally Walling, Calla Lily, and Magnolia. So welcome to our school. Okay. So before anything else, I would like to share to you our learning objectives for this music education, module number 1. So this is based from our most essential learning competencies, or what we called the milks. So first objective is that we are going to identify perceptively to selected vocal and instrumental music of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque periods. Second objective, describe musical elements of given medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque music. Then third, create and perform songs medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque style. So those are our learning objectives for this session. Okay, so this subject is music education. According to our philosopher, that music is not music unless you sing it. Okay? So, before anything else, I will share to you one video about the evolution of music. So, before pa na mga OPM songs, before pa na ang mga modern songs like songs of Sarah Geronimo, Bamboo, and Moira, so we are going to have hashtag throwback. Okay. Okay, so I want you to listen and then I want you to write your thoughts about the video. Okay, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the music.
Salve Regina. Bum 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 bum.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are
Yaddy yaddy yaddy. Odi 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 odi. Skilla di da di da do.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He's in the army now, alone reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Boca de gracia. When the light was gold and the lamp was bright, I will stand. Oh. Ba 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 ba.
I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your R-E-S-P-C-T. I wanna meet me. R-E-S-P-C-T. Take it easy. A-B-C. One, two, three. Do, re, mi. A-B-C. 1, 2, 3. and let me go. Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. Celebrate good times, come on.
Celebration, celebration.
Oh, don't stop, believe it, 'cause this is Thriller, hey, a Thriller night.
Can't touch this.
Kiss me, baby, one more time. Say my name, when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you, you're a running game. Oh, I want it that way.
Hey, I don't want to meet your daddy.
Oh, hey,
I remember when I lost my mind. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, oh, whoa,
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Roma, gaga, ooh la la.
I got a feeling, ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good,
Baby, baby, baby,
Some nights I stay up, crashing in my bed.
now you're just somebody that I call me maybe.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching our
Okay, so that is evolution of music. So, class, I want you to write your thoughts, opinions about the evolution of music. Okay, if you're done, then here is your well done pen. Congratulations. Okay, let's start with lesson number 1, which is medieval period. So as what you have noticed there in new module, that medieval period is the start of the fall of the Roman Empire. And this is the start of Christianism or Christian church. And medieval period is subdivided into 3 periods. What are these periods? We have early medieval period from 500 to about 1000 AD. High medieval period or ages from 1000 to 1300s. Then late Middle Ages from 1300s to 1500s. So, let's cascade or ato na siyang bahin-bahinon. Okay, let's start with the early medieval period. What happened to this period? So, music became an integral to the church liturgy and kept alive the Greek heritage of music as an art form. Pope Gregory the Great is preserved in the musical form, the Gregorian chant, official liturgical music of the early church. So, mo ni siya ang sinugdanan sa Christian music or Christian liturgy music, which is what we call the Gregorian chant. So, I have here one example, Gregorian chant, that I want you to listen. I want you to write down the musical elements and the principles behind it. Okay, so I want you to listen. Okay, so that is Gregorian chant. So class, what can you say about the Gregorian chant? So I want you to write down or take down notes or your thoughts about this music. If you are done, here is your Star Award. Congratulations. Okay, let's go to another slide. Now, class, what are the general characteristics of medieval period music? It is monophonic in nature. Buot pasabot, kato inyo na dunggan ganinang Gregorian chant, it is sung by only male voice. That's right. It is sung in unison, meaning nag-usa siya. Okay, usa ra jud. Then only sung by males. Modal. Free in meter. But pasabot, dili siya, kuan siya, liberty. Na siya freedom. Okay? Then usually based on Latin liturgy. So ilang dialect day or language ginagamit is Latin. Okay? Kasagaran sa kanang Bible sa una, okay, kanang scriptures nila is based on Latin. Okay, that is their vernacular. Then they are using new mutation. Ma'am Charot, unsa nang new mutation? New mutation is ang sinauna nila nga ginagamit nga pag-notate sa notes. Karon ginagamit ato ang notes. But sa una, neumes pa na ang tawag. Okay? So that's it. Very nindot kay kung mo flashback no or mo throwback ta kay makahinumdum ta sa ato ang mga past experiences. Okay? Dili lang ang X. Aw, unsa ba? Okay? So that's it. How about high medieval period? What happened during this period? So the Christian church became the dominant institution. Between 1000 to 1150, Western culture became more refined. So, but pasabot class, dili ra Christian church ang nag-dominate ani, but also nananadiri ang art o artsy, Western culture. Okay? How about late medieval? From 1300s to 1500s, sacred music began to overshadowed by secular music. As what I have said, kato pa grade 7 ninyo, it is divided into sacred and secular. Sacred is based sa ilahang holy scriptures. Secular music na nadira ang love, kanang gugma-gugma, then courtly love, and kanang dili siya part sa church. Okay, with the rise of new secular forms such as ballad and rondeau. Polyphony remained the dominant composing style, but the composers now wrote secular polyphonic pieces that were not based in Gregorian chants. Sa Gregorian chants, di ba, puro siya male. But kani siya, nana siya sagol nga, female voice or other voices. Okay? So, dira na nga time na experiment nila ang ilahang voices. Okay? So, one example, secular music is what we call the troubadour music. Troubadour music is originated in France. That's right. Western jud in Europe. Then, troubadour music has monophonic in texture, but pasabot, single melodic lines sung in unison. Themes of troubadour songs are centered on chivalry and courtly love. Nanadiri ang inyong gugma-gugma, inyong mga crush-crush. Sometimes with accompaniment. But pasabot class, ang troubadour music does not only, kanang wala siya nag-exclude diri og, what do you call this, only voice, pure voice, but also na siya a guitar, yes. Okay, and other instruments. Then, ang Gregorian chant class is written in Latin, but troubadour music is written in French. Okay, so that's it. So I want you to listen to troubadour music. So that is troubadour music. So what can you say about troubadour music? So comment, and then I want you to write down your thoughts and opinions, okay, about this music. And then if you are done, here is your good effort pin. Congratulations once again. Okay, let's move on to another slide. Who are or who is the famous composer that made exemplary contributions to the music during the medieval period? So we have Adam de la Halle. So mo ni siya yang hulagway. Who is Adam de la Halle? Adam de la Halle was born sometimes around 1237 and died around 1288 or after 1306. He was a French born Trouvere, poet, and musician. Adam's musical play La Jeu de Robin et Marion is considered the earliest surviving secular French play with music. His other work is La Chanson de Roy de Sicile. So I want you to listen to one example song or composition of Adam de la Halle, which is La Jeu de Robin et Marion. Okay, enjoy! Okay, class, that is La Jeu de Robin et Marion. So, what can you say about this musical composition? So, I want you to write down your notes, or I want you to take down notes. Then, I want you to write down your thoughts and opinions about this composition. Okay? If you are done, here is your superstar pin. Congratulations. Okay, let's move on to another lesson. Yay, we're done with lesson number 1, which is medieval period. Now let's go to lesson number 2, which is Renaissance period from 1400s to 1600s. What is Renaissance period, miss? It is a French word which means rebirth, revival, and rediscovery. Lute is the prominent instrument of Renaissance era, the time of artistic growth, cultural awakening, great intellectual achievement, and scientific discovery. But pasabot class, wala sila ga-restrict sa Christianism or other religions. Nanadiri ang artistic growth. Yes, it's time to showcase your freedom of expression, cultural awakening, great intellectual achievement, and scientific discovery. So daghan, okay, na-discover diri kaning period. Okay? So, let's talk about musical discovery. So, when we say Renaissance period or era, ang ato yung mga naon anak kay ang it is a golden age of a cappella choral music. But pasabot, dagan-dagan na siya og voices. Yes. Subjectivity became more apparent in such works of Renaissance madrigals. Keyboard instruments as well as string instruments like the violin and guitar were developed. During the medieval period, wala pa na ang violin and guitar. But pasabot, develop pa na siya maayo. Okay? So, nanadiri ang accompaniment or keyboard instruments. Miss, what are the general characteristics of Renaissance period? Polyphonic in nature. Ang medieval period is monophonic. Kani diri na period is dagan-dagan na siya nga voices, which is good. Word paintings. Wow. But pasabot diri ang inyong imagination sa kanang example kanang nga word kay inyo siyang ma-imagine. Okay? Imitation of voices, melodic lines move in flowing manner, then it is easier, or melodies are easier to be sung. So, di pareha sa medieval period nga, perting tag-asa, okay, ilang melodies. But during this period, sayon-sayon na siya i-kanta. Okay, we have the general features of Renaissance period, which is what we call, number one, we have the Mass. So Mass is a form of sacred musical composition that sets texts of the Eucharistic liturgy into music. It doesn't mean class nga, kaning Renaissance period kay na ay secular, kanang wala na siya sacred music. Na siya sacred music. But, okay, but ni flourish lang dyan yung secular music. Then masses can be performed without an accompaniment which is a cappella. It is a choral composition that sets consistent parts of Eucharistic liturgy. So what are the different parts of the Mass? We have the Kyrie, Lord, have mercy. Gloria, glory. Credo, the Nicene Creed. Sanctus and Benedictus, holy and blessed. Agnus Dei, we have Lamb of God. Okay? Then we have another, okay? Nasa di siya sa, what do you call this Renaissance period, which is what we call the madrigal. Madrigal is secular, vocal, polyphonic musical composition which originated from Italy. Characteristics of the madrigal: polyphonic, sung a cappella, through composed frequently in 3 to 6 voices. So dagan siya voices compared sa medieval period nga unison siya, okay, sung in male voices. Now, who are the prominent personalities that helped develop Renaissance music? We have Palestrina, or Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina. Mauni ang iyang hulagway. Who is Palestrina? Okay. So, we have Palestrinian style. Iyahang composition is polyphonic in nature. Flow of music is dynamic. Melody has few lips. Dissonance is offbeat. Who is Giovanni Palestrina? He was born between February 1525 and February 26. Kaya pa man na also sa una ang birth certificate. Yes. So, dili consistent or wala pa'y clear nga dates. Ni Rome than part of the Papal States, Italy. Missa Papa Marcelli is his famous composition of Pope Marcellus Mass. He was also the savior of church music, quote unquote, for the reforms for the Council of Trent. So I want you to listen to his composition, which is Pope Marcellus Mass, or Missa Papa Marcelli. Okay, enjoy!
Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Okay, so that is Pope Marcellus Mass by Palestrina. So class, what can you say about, or what are your thoughts about his composition? Write down your notes in your study notebook or comment below. And if you are done, here is your very good pen. Good job! Okay, let's go to another composer, which is Thomas Morley. Morley yung hulagway from 1557 to 1602. Who is Thomas Morley, class? Thomas Morley was born about 1557 and died after a long illness sometime between 1602 and 1608. In 1588, Morley received a Bachelor of Music degree from Oxford. Okay? Then in 1591, he became an organist at St. Paul's, joining the Chapel Royal the following year. But pasabot, more on keyboard siya. Okay? So, what are his famous compositions? We have Fire, Fire, Fire My Heart, Sing and Chant It, Fantasy, April is in My Mistress' Face, It Was a Lover, and His Last. So I have here two examples of his famous works, which is the first composition, which is April is in My Mistress' Face. I want you to listen and observe. Okay?
April is in my mistress' face. April is in my mistress' face. April is in my mistress' face. Julie had eyes and Julie had
Okay, so that is April is in My Mistress' Face by Thomas Morley. So I want you to write down what can you say about his composition. Write down in your study notebooks and take down notes. Okay, then his famous composition is Fire, Fire My Heart. Okay, so I want you to listen. Okay, so that is Fire, Fire My Heart by Thomas Morley. So class, I want you to write down your unsay inyo masulti sa kaninga composition. I want you to isuwat sa inyong study notebooks and take down notes. And if you're done, here is you did it pin. Congratulations. Okay, we're done with lesson number 2, Renaissance period. Now let's proceed to lesson number 3, which is Baroque period. So, the Baroque period is between 1685 to 1750. So, the word is derived from the Portuguese word barroco, which means pearl of irregular shape. The arts highlighted grandeur in elaborate ornamentation. Then, major and minor tonality is also evident in Baroque period. Okay? So what are the major characteristics of Baroque music? So melody, sound elaborate, and ornamental, meaning daghan kay siya mga designs. Okay? So, example, kanang if you are having kanang mag-project mo and then ang gingon ra sa inyong teacher kay write down, example, an essay. And then ganahan man kay mo kanang inyong works kay nindot butangan ninyo og flowering words. Or maybe ka naman design like flowers. Okay? So, the same rasa ni sa Baroque music. So, melodies are not easy to sing or remember. It's because of number 1, naa siya designs. Okay? Then, dynamic contrast, alternation between loud and soft. Okay? Then, music genres are operas, oratorios, suites, toccatas, concerto grosso, then fugue. Orchestra consists of strings and continuo. Harpsichord and organ are the keyboard instruments that are commonly used in new forms. Number 1, the binary form, the AB. Ternary, ABC. Example, anak ka na ang lupang hinirang, that is ternary. Okay, dira na siya gikan sa Baroque music. Then we have ground bass, and number 4, fugue. Okay, so Let's talk about the music genres of Baroque music. Let's start with number 1, Concerto. What is Concerto? A form of orchestral music that employs a solo instrument accompanied by an orchestra. Both pasabot class na ay solo instrument. Example, kanang piano. Okay? Solo ra dyan na siya. Na keyboard, tigkwan diya tukar, and then it is accompanied by an orchestra. Okay, nating duyog. Number 2, Concerto Grosso, a form of orchestral music during the Baroque period wherein the music is between a small group of solo instruments. Both pasabot class, gamay ra siya nga instruments ang naadira sa stage called concertino, and if daghan siya instruments na gina-play, it is called as tutti. Yes. Okay, so I want you to listen to one genre of Baroque music, which is the concerto. Okay, let's start. Listen. Solo instrument, then accompanied by orchestra. Okay, so that is an example of concerto. Okay, solo instrument, then it is accompanied by an orchestra. So, class, unsa inyong masulti aning compositions, I want you to write down in your study notebook. And then if you are done, here is your trophy. Congratulations. Okay, let's go to another genre, which is fugue. A fugue is a contrapuntal piece developed mainly by imitative counterpoint. It is usually written in 3 or 4 parts, which is with a main theme called subject. Okay? Then another genre is oratorio. Oratorio is a large-scale musical composition for orchestra and voices that incorporates narratives on religious themes. Okay? So, wala ni siya costume, scene, or action. Kung naay costume, scenery, or action, ang tawag ana is opera. Very good. It is usually written in the native language for the intended audience. So, imuhang audience kay mga French. So, dapat ang language nga naa sa kana nga stage play is unsa man French. Okay? Then last genre is chorale. Chorale is a musical compositions that resemble a harmonized version of hymnal tunes of the Protestant church during the Baroque era. Okay, so this is an example of a chorale, Baroque chorale. I want you to listen and enjoy. Okay, so that is an example of a Baroque chorale. Okay, so I want you to write down unsa inyong masulti kaning nga video or unsa inyong masulti sa kaning musical composition. Okay? Now let's proceed to the prominent personalities or composers that helped develop Baroque music. Number one, or the first composer, is Johann Sebastian Bach. So mao niyang hulagway ni Bach. Miss, nanong puti man niyang buhok? That is not a natural hair. It's just a wig, class. Kay usos kanila sa unaang lagi. Courtly approach. Okay? So who is Johann Sebastian Bach? Bach was born in Germany from March 21, 1685 and died around July 28, 1750. He was taught to play violin by his father, who was then the town musician in Eisenach. Okay, it is a little town in Germany, I think. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Then his famous work is Fugue in D minor. Okay, so I want you to listen to his composition. Enjoy! Okay, so that is Fugue in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. So class, unsay masulti ninyo sa kanang musical composition? So I want you again to write down your thoughts or unsay inyo masulti sa inyong minds, okay, about this famous composition. And if you're done, here is your awesome pen. Very good. Okay, let's go to another composer. Okay, our next composer is Antonio. Okay, Antonio Lucio Vivaldi. Tanawa yang, mao ni siya yang hulagway. Okay? Who is Antonio Vivaldi, class? So, Antonio Lucio Vivaldi's nickname as El Preteroso, the Red Priest, because of his red hair. He was an Italian Baroque composer, Catholic priest, and virtuoso violinist. Okay? Vivaldi is known mainly for composing instrumental concertos, especially for the violin, as well as sacred choral works and over 40 operas. Wow, that's many. Famous work is The Four Seasons. Miss, usa the Four Seasons. We have spring, summer, winter, and autumn. Yes, manang four seasons. Dili kita ka-appreciate kay hanuman. Duha na matong seasons diri sa Philippines. Yes. Okay? Dry o wet season. But, ang kaning kang Lucio Vivaldi kay nag-base siya sa iyang experience dito sa iyang lugar. Kay naka-experience man siya og four seasons. Yes, that's right. Okay, so I want you to listen to The Four Seasons. Okay, so muna siya ang famous composition ni Antonio Lucio Vivaldi. Okay, let's proceed to, by the way, unsay inyong masulti sa kaninga composition. So, I want you to write down important details or musical elements in your study notebook. And if you are done, here is your super work. Good job, students. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, we have the last composer, which is George Frederick Handel. So, kinsa man ni si Handel. Mao ni yahang hulagway. Diliin taon na iyang tinuod nga buhok. But it's only a wig. Yes. Okay, let's go to next slide. Who is George Handel? He was the second son from the second marriage of a pastor. Despite his father's opposition, George secretly taught himself to play the harpsichord. Ang kaning harpsichord class, okay, facts na ni siya kay. Mo ni siya ang organ sa nga bali ang keys. Di makabantay mo ng piano puti diri ka ng daghan dira nga major tones, okay? Dayon ang kana dira kay mga minor kanang black. Ang harpsichord bali puti na siya ang kanang gagmay dayon ang main keys niya kay puros black. Okay? So gibali ra na siya bali-bali. Okay, now Handel is remembered for his operas and oratorios. Handel became England's favorite composer. Miss, taga-England rin siya di ay yes, taga-England siya. He is an English person. Then his famous work is The Messiah. Okay? So I think familiar mo ani nga song. Okay, so I want you to listen to his famous composition which is The Messiah. Okay, so that is his famous composition which is The Messiah. So, unsa inyong masulti sa kaning composition, write down the important details and then write down your thoughts and opinions in your study notebook. And if you're done, here is your good job pin. Congratulations, grade 9. And we're done with Okay, and we're done with lessons 1, 2, and 3, module number 1, which are or the musical elements of 3 periods. Okay? By the way, have a nice day. Bye-bye!